Good evening. Welcome along to SAFC Fan TV and another edition of Thursday Night Live. With myself, Wee Philly tonight, we have The Mad Mistake. We have Conrad Lee. We got Michael Bowers, Jacob Kirkbride, Dan Seth, and our special guest tonight, standing in for Dino, who's grafting with Amazon. We got Carl Stewart. Hello, everybody. Woo!
Hello, Carl, mate.
You all right, guys?
Right. Before we start, we've got to mention we wanted to do it by the end of the year, but this week we did it. 5,000 subscribers. A massive thank you to Terry, who came onto our channel and did the live stream and took us over. We smashed it by loads. So, and it's a massive thank you to every single person out there who watches the channel. So a big thank you to you lot. Big round of applause for everybody who watches the channel. Woohoo! Mint. Right then. I don't know where to start. Are we going to start with the match on Tuesday? Do you want to start with the transfers? Terry.
He said Terry.
Terry.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I just wondered how long we could keep you there for.
Doesn't say anything.
Well, I'll tell you what, we'll start with the transfers then. Why was the transfer window shut this week then? So a bit of business. Carl Winchester in, Jake Volkins, Rod Stewart, and Jordan Jones. Danny Graham, Will Grigg have left us. Mad Mistake, you kick us off then. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's a bit good, definitely good bit of transfer sort of work by Lee Johnson. I'm quite impressed with Vokes. I'm looking forward to Volkins. I'm looking forward to him coming in as left back because I think McFadden seems to be a little bit injury prone of late. And I don't think he's probably the answer at left back, to be fair. Rod Stewart, I mean, what can you say about Rod Stewart? What a singer, absolutely fantastic. I don't want to start singing on the channel now because I'll just get the subscribers turning off the phone. But yeah, definitely Rod Stewart. Rod Stewart, 6'4" tall. Scored 20-odd goals in 80-odd games. Only 24.
Do you think he's sexy?
He can improve still, so I'm excited. He could help out Charlie Wright. They can help each other out, so I'm looking forward to those two. Jones looked really good for the time he was on Tuesday night down the left-hand side. He's got a lot of speed, a lot of bags of speed to burn. So once the team learns to catch up with him, we might get some good assists from Jones. And Winchester, we've seen him a couple of times. The jury's out, but it might take a while to be bedded in. But yeah, I'm happy with the transfer situation. I'm happy Grigg went. I was pleased. Will Graham, and happy retirement. Happy retirement, Danny Graham. Happy retirement. So yeah, it hasn't been a bad transfer window. And good luck to Elliot Embleton, who's gone on loan, and also Dobson. There you go.
Well done. Forgot to mention, of course, we are live, which means you can join in on the live chat. As per usual, if you've got any topics you'd like us to discuss, chuck them in there, and we'll do our best to get round to that. Shout out to Thane, who's in there, Casey, Cameron, Jude, Paul at Fans React, Matthew Lead, Jack at the Red and White podcast. Conrad Lee's on there. Conrad Lee, that's you.
There's two of us.
Oh,
just don't get him on the channel. We don't want two Conrads.
No, Conrad. Then, what did you think with the transfers? Was it good business? What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's. I mean, the players that we brought in, I think I'm quite looking forward to seeing more of Jones coming in. Like Terry said, I'm still not decided on Winchester, but I'm happy to sort of, give him a good couple of games to sort of get settled in. Volkins should be good at left back. I mean, it's got to be slightly better than McFadden, who just wanders out of his position all the time. And who was the other one? Oh, Carl's brother. Carl, what's he like?
Carl Stewart. What's he like? He's good,
he's good, yeah. See, none of you's worked that out there. It's his same name.
No, I was even thinking, what's he going on about now?
Yeah. No, he should be good. I mean, he's the same height as me, and if I know anything about that, that means we're awesome footballers when we're this tall on here. So you've got to give him a chance there, and I'm sure he'll bag them in. But I was more impressed with the business of getting people out. Like, I know they're on loan, some of them, and it's still a little less on the wages. And the Danny Graham one just screams of, he retired straight away afterwards. So it just screamed of like just pure desperation when we got him, that he wasn't really ready to even probably play for us. And we were like, no, you can, here's however much money he was on. If anyone saw that document that came out about the wages the other day, it was just signing from the start.
Yeah, I saw that. I was going to bring that up last week, but we ran out of time. Well, down to you then, Carl. Transfers in. I mean, Jordan Jones got a run out on Tuesday as well. So what do you think? Is it good business? Or
I think it's a good bit of business now, since Lee's got his own players that he can work with now, and got rid of the rubbish that we had. And obviously he's got a team now to work on, you know what I mean?
Rubbish? Will Grigg, rubbish? We paid a fortune for that song.
Will Grigg,
yeah.
He might improve where he goes to, you know what I mean?
So what do you think about Carl Winchester, what you've seen so far, Carl?
I think he's a quite good player. I've watched videos when before he signed for us, and he looks nippy little player like. Just now, Lee got a chance to bring his own team in, like I said before. See what could happen.
Thing is, I've seen lots of videos of players, and then they sign for us, and then they're rubbish.
Will Grigg.
Jacob down south. Transfers, ins and outs. Come on, I'm sure you've got a lot of info on that. Oh, hang on. Before you do, Terry needs in.
For Motson as well.
What's that, Terry?
Sorry?
A few requests for Mr. Motson.
My dad's taken the sheepskin coat to work, unfortunately. Oh no, but back to what Philly was saying. Yeah, very good transfer window for us. We needed some pace in the side, I must say, and I think Vokins and Jordan Jones can provide that a lot. The good thing I like about Jones is he can play on either wing. He did that at Rangers, scoring goals as well, which is good to see. And I was sceptical about his fitness before he came in, but on Tuesday night, he was definitely one of our best players and brought a lot of energy to the side. Stewart up front will provide healthy competition with Charlie Wyke and Aidan O'Brien. Hopefully, we'll see him in the squad for Saturday's game at MK. In terms of the play, also Carl Winchester as well. Solid options having midfield creativity he can add as well, playing alongside likes of Ledbetter, Scowen, and if Max Power's brought back into that position. Players at left, Will Grigg, Elliot Embleton going out on loan is a surprise, but people like Grigg going, he was part of a failed regime. We need to get these players out of the door quickly as possible for us and for Lee Johnson and Speakman to work together to get the right direction for this football club in terms of recruitment, and also not forgetting there was one more as well that left. Oh, George Dobson as well, going to Wimbledon. Good luck to you on loan, mate.
Dobson went to Wimbledon, and Will Grigg went to MK Dons, didn't he? And I'm assuming that he isn't going to be allowed to play against us. I am right to think that, am I?
Yes.
Been on loan, do you
remember that time a few years back where we loaned Rory Delap to Stoke and let him play against us, and then we broke his leg on his first game for them?
Yeah.
It's like, there's your signing. Cheers for the wages.
I shouldn't smile at that. But...
Yeah.
No, you shouldn't be smiling at that, Jacob.
Didn't you famously go on Sky Sports and say you wanted someone's leg broken, Philly?
Yeah, I believe you very well have done.
Yeah, that Lee Clark one by any chance.
Moving on swiftly. Michael, transfers then, ins and outs. Was it a good window for us?
First of all, there's a couple of people in the chat that have said, have I got any heating on, or has anyone on the channel got heating? No, it's just because I can't be bothered to put a Sunderland shirt on, so I've got a scarf instead because it's Sunderland. But transfers. I'll start the transfers out. I think that, obviously everyone knows my opinion. I think Will Grigg shouldn't have failed here. I don't think there was an excuse for him to fail here. You can make the argument, he didn't want to come, which, yeah, maybe fair enough. He didn't want to come to Sunderland, but at the end of the day, then don't arrive. That, for me, it's as simple as that. Unless Wigan forced his hand, I don't know. But for me, there was no excuse for him to have failed. Danny Graham, yeah, okay. I'll concede defeat on that one, even though I was impressed with his movement off the ball when he first came, but it became apparent after that he was just not very good. Who are the other ones? Dobson, as everyone else went out. I don't rate Dobson particularly as good enough for Sunderland, but got no ill feeling against the bloke. Embleton, yeah, okay. Hopefully he'll get some game time at Blackpool and come back, and we can benefit from that loan deal one way or another, whether he succeeds with us or we sell him. And that obviously same with Greg. If he goes to MK Dons, does well, can either come back here if we're still in League One, hopefully use him with a bit more confidence, or if not, we sell him. But the transfers incoming, Winchester, like Terry said, for me, jury's out on him. But Lee Johnson's has worked with him before. I think it might have been at Oldham, but I might be wrong on that one, whichever club it was. But I know he has worked with him before. Who do you want? Ross Stewart, yeah. Well, if what's been said about him's true, that he's got a bit of height and he's got a bit of pace up front, then if we, apparently he's not the best finisher, but which strikers in this league are the best finishers? Like, as in, as good as Championship or Premier League level finishers. So hopefully he had something. There was Jordan Jones is the main one. Sorry, go on, Phil. Don't know if you want to say something. I was going to say
Karen's good up front as well. But go on, carry on.
Moving on. Jordan Jones, he's someone that obviously he's someone we've been wanting, I think, for the last couple of windows, apparently. We wanted him when Jack Ross was here. We've been linked with Jordan Jones quite a bit. So I didn't watch the game on Tuesday, but so I think the likes of Terry, Conrad and Jacob can tell us how good Jordan Jones was, although that was probably MK Don's second string side, maybe some second string players in there. Jones I'm quite excited about, and obviously Jake Vokins, if he's not Callum McFadzean, then he's instantly an upgrade. There you go.
Right, well, on the chat, Thane says, I want Jones to start on Saturday, but I can't see Johnson dropping diamond. I can only see Vokins making his league debut. Michael, you didn't see the game on Tuesday. Jordan Jones was he looks like he's going to be a good signing from what I saw of him. What do you think to Jordan Jones when he played Terry on Tuesday? Were you impressed?
Yeah, before we get into that, I want to mention everyone's mentioned on the comments, a few people are mentioning where's Sean at. Like we said before, Sean wants to take a break from the channel. I've tried to persuade him to come back on, but he won't have it. He wants to take a break from the channel, and it's up to him at the end of the day. We all miss Sean on the channel, but for whatever reason, Sean wants to take a break, and we have to sort of respect his wishes. But yeah, Jordan Jones. I thought he did okay. I thought it was a good first 20, 30 minutes for the lad in a Sunderland top. Whenever he got the ball, he always seemed to be in front of the rest of our team. So it's got to be sort of, I know he's just come into the squad, just came into the team, and a bit of sort of on the same wavelength. Some of our players are not fast enough probably to keep up with them. I didn't realise he was going to go straight for the jugular, go straight down the wing, cut inside, taking on 2 or 3 players. There was always 2 or 3 players trying to mark him, but he did waltz around a couple of players a few times. So it looks impressive. And when the rest of the team get on the same wavelength, I'm sure it'll be a really good asset for the future. But he just looked quite fit, and he's really speedy and talented. So I was really impressed with him. And I'm pleased he didn't play more than he did, because being the first game, you just sort of got to bet him in and hopefully keep him fit if he starts on Saturday.
Right, okay. So let's have a look at Tuesday gone. It was the Papa John's Trophy. 3-0 win down at the MK Dons. Just one win away from
your famous thing.
It's upside down.
I don't know. And I don't know.
Hold on.
And I don't know about you lot, but I've booked my hotel already, ready for the finals, so we can get down there.
I hope that's not at my house.
Conrad, it is we're all staying at your house, actually.
Oh, no.
Oh yeah, Jacob, you look
Don't
cool.
tell. Yeah. Just don't tell.
How can I go by COVID protocol, I wonder?
Well, don't tell Boris. Say nothing to Boris, and we'll all.
Phil, he got every 2 seconds anyway, so it doesn't matter.
No.
Right. We'll start with Conrad then. 3-0 at the MK Dons. What did you think to the performance?
Yeah, I thought we were pretty good. We did the same thing against Gillingham, I thought, though, where we sort of got one up and then went, right, now let's let them attack us for a bit, see what they're about, and I wish we'd sort of gone for the kill a bit earlier on, but sort of held them off as best we did. I think they only really had one proper sort of shot that was a sort of threat to Matthews maybe, but yeah, once their keeper did crisp packet hands and let McGeady's roll past him, you thought that's safe now. They're not coming back from this on there. And then Wyke at the moment does what Wyke does best, just get on the end of a ball and put it back in the net. So same again on Saturday, please.
Yeah, it would be nice.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Jacob, 3-0 down at the MK Dons. What did you think?
Very good performance. Very good. The new signings was it Jones as well, even though we didn't see Vokins and Stewart. I think Jones will add a lot of energy to this team, especially for the league fixtures we got coming up, and he did that on Tuesday. They couldn't cope with him in the first half. Every time he got on runs towards their defence, they couldn't handle him. It felt like they just had to draw a foul in order to stop him. But he tweaked the formation a bit, I thought, Johnson, on Tuesday, and it worked in our favour. We played with a high press, and finally we got to see 09 in a midfield position, and they couldn't cope with that. I honestly do believe we would have scored more in that game if 09 didn't have to move to left back because McFadzean came off injured, which, yeah, it's a real shame. But, McFadzean, I don't think we'll see him involved for the next few weeks, and I think Vokins will come into that position. But Michael, that's not fun. shouldn't wish that.
I'm laughing at the fact that we don't have to see him defend absolutely atrociously.
Yeah, okay, I'll give it that. Yeah, but good, well taken finishes as well. Charlie White coming off the bench, another goal. Unstoppable goal scoring machine right now. Jack Diamond, it was unfortunate that it went down as an own goal. I thought he played very well first half. It was a deflected cross that went in. And Aidan McGeady coming off the bench, putting the final nail in the coffin. But like Conrad said, it was butter keepers from their keeper.
Butter keepers, butter fingers or butter keepers?
Butter fingers.
I'll do. All right.
But
stuff you expect of our keeper.
What Remy Matthews hardly had anything to do, to be honest. Pretty calm. Like he could have put the kettle on and had a brew. Leaning against the goalpost and net on Tuesday, but good performance on a stinker of a pitch, I must say. It'll be interesting to know what state the pitch is going to be in at Stadium MK for Saturday. Hopefully that can be sorted out. But we've got the first bit done, but the league game is more important. Let's go and get those 3 points on Saturday.
Yeah, it was the condition of the pitch wasn't good, but it's as we say, it's the same for both teams. Carl, did you get to see the game on Tuesday?
I've seen the second half of the game. What I seen was a good game because obviously I was at work and by the time I got home and showered and I watched the second half. But what I seen was good, and like Jacob said there, the players outplayed the team. Like, you know what I mean? And that's what we should be doing. Like, more concentrate on the league. That's what our aim is, to get up.
It was right. Okay. What did you think of the goalkeeping situation? Because Matthews came in for Birch. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on Matthews? I know we've talked.
Well, I've always been a bit thing with Birch and Matthews. Like, I've always liked to see Matthews get a start in the league to see what he can prove he's doing. Like I was saying to Jacob the other week when we were watching the game, and how would you give him a chance to run around instead of Birch?
Sorry about that. I was distracted by my wife being
your lesson.
Yeah. Michael, you didn't see the game on Tuesday, so what did you think of it?
Oh, it sounded brilliant. Nice 3-0 win, standard 3-0. Okay, I have seen the goals. That's all I can really contribute. The first two goals had an element of luck about them, where it was either deflection or poor goalkeeping. But at the end of the day, it's a result that it's a result that you obviously you're not going to not take. It's a 3-0 win away from home. MK Dons, I would imagine, will probably play a stronger side on Saturday, as I would like to think we will. But the thing is, with all the players we've got and everything that's gone on, because I think our squad, well, you can argue whether our squad depth's any good, but we have got depth in the squad, and there's going to be a lot of games between now and the end of the season. If you look at it, if we actually, I'll ask everyone a question then. Who would you want in the semi-finals? Because you got Tranmere, Oxford, Lincoln.
I'm going to say, we'll go to Terry first, and then we'll come back and we'll ask that question. So, Mad Mistake, Tuesday night, nice, comfortable 3-0 win. What did you think?
It wasn't too comfortable. I mean, I thought MK Dons played quite well. As soon as we scored the goal again, even though our front 3 or 4 did the high press really well, put them with the pressure, their back line looked suspect. But when they got over the halfway line, started to go through the middle, because we had to move Luke 9 to left back, that's when the gap started to appear.
Yeah.
And I thought MK Dons played really well to the sort of the final third, when they didn't really sort of make Matthews do too much in the first half. But second half, I thought we're different altogether. I thought Dan Neil, when he came on, it was okay. But then when the 4 substitutions were made and Ledbetter came in the centre with Dan Mayo, I thought the playing two together were absolutely brilliant. I thought it was different altogether. I thought McGeady did really well. I thought Oliver Younger did really well. And obviously Charlie White. So the second half of me, I thought we were quite comfortable. More towards like there. So after about the 15th mark into the second half, then it was all Sunderland really comfortable. And those 4 subs, Lee Johnson made absolutely a great decision. 4 great subs, an experience of Ledbetter and the youth and the skill of Dan Neil together, for me, looked like a real promising combination. Obviously, we want to see Luke 9 back there as well, because he'd give 100% again at playing in an unorthodox left-back position. He may have been dragged out of position once or twice, but he made blood and thunder tackles. He got back and he put his body on the line. His head was always getting the ball away. His feet was always there. Never really give many fouls away. I thought Luke 9 for me was man of the match. Superb performance in a, again, unorthodox position. So for me, Dan Neil did well with Ledbetter, and Luke 9 was great.
Yeah, it was a shame that he had to go to left back, really, Luke 9, because, you know, we've been screaming out for him to be.
We've missed him a lot, like, haven't we?
And then
yeah, I think we have.
But it's the signs are promising anyway. Mick Griffiths on the chat says the draw is tomorrow night, and we are ball number 3. Of course, it's ourselves, Tranmere, Oxford, and Lincoln. So, Michael Bowers, I believe you've got a question you'd like to ask us.
Well, there's one thing I was just going to read a comment that was quite funny. Adam French put Tranmere in the semi-finals, then Oxford, then Daffy Duck Donald can support both teams.
Well, there you go. What was your question you wanted to ask?
No, that was the question. Ellie. Like, who would people want in the semis? Jacob's looking like.
So you never fail to amaze me.
I don't want Oxford at any point. I think that they're very good at getting results out of us. So Tranmere first, and then I'll take Lincoln in the final.
Would you want Tranmere at home or away?
We have to play everyone away. That's where we're best.
Yeah, fair enough then.
Last time Tranmere was when we got beat, didn't we, in the FA Cup years ago, wasn't it?
I was just about to say that, when they decided to throw on a player when they just had one sent off without us noticing.
But
that was great. But really went nuts as well, didn't he?
Even a long time ago. I was
Sunderland.
There. I was
even
there.
Sunderland under Phil Parkinson have beaten Tranmere 5-0.
Terrible as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
It was shocking.
Right. So, sorry, who would you like then? Who would you like in the semis? I'm not going to say for the final, because that would just be being presumptuous, really, that we're going to you know, who would you prefer?
William Story's on the chat, and he says he says when he buys Sunderland at some point, he's going to get Jurgen Klopp as manager.
He said he's still got Fabio Barini lined up as well.
I don't think that's William's story.
It is, Jacob. It's the real man.
Yes, it is.
I want Oxford away in the semi-finals. Oxford away in semi-finals, and Tranmere in the final.
Right. So
making a statement.
Yeah, right. That's fair enough. So, Jacob, who do you want up next then in the semis?
I would say I'm not bothered, but considering we've discussed it, Tranmere for us to have our revenge after that 2000 FA Cup third round incident.
Was you born then, Jacob?
I was only 4 years old, but I've watched the highlights of it. It wasn't a good thing to see, I'd say. But Oxford in the final, because I have an indication that Stuart Donald will probably be cheering them on. To be honest, he won't care really about. He'll want to support.
Either get money or his team wins. That's it. Isn't it? Either get money from us or his team will win.
Carl, who would you fancy?
I would say Tranmere in the final and Oxford in the semis. So
go in for it.
Oh well.
Go in for Oxford in
the semis.
So I mean, you're all assuming then that for this Tranmere in the final. This Tranmere in the final, they would have to they would have to beat Lincoln.
I said Lincoln in the final. I'd have Tranmere in the semis.
I would
What was
like
a play away game like? Not at home because our league was shocking at
Yeah,
home.
it has to be away. And even at Wembley, we have to be known as the away team.
right.
Exactly.
Terry, you want in there?
I don't want to assume anything. It's just what I want.
Michael, it was your question. Who do you want in the semis?
Tranmere away. I think it's just it would give us the better. To be honest, I think I'd trust anyone but Oxford mainly. I could fancy us against Lincoln, but Tranmere would be my preferred choice.
Yeah, I think for me, I think I mean, we're all. It's a little bit disrespectful to Tranmere, but I mean, I suppose on paper they are the easier team, and for me, it's all about. Yeah, well, it's all about getting to Wembley, and I'd hate to go out at the semi-final stage, even though we won't be allowed to go down. But still, if we could lift the trophy, it'd be something, even if it is a little bit
Pizza trophy.
Yeah,
Just think, if we lose, we don't have to cry on a long journey home.
yeah, that's true.
And the movie's been crying on Netflix, so it's all right.
Exactly.
I would still rather win promotion though than win this trophy. I'm still going to stick with that.
Jacob, let's win both. Let's
win it all.
If you were if you were offered one, I'd still. But yeah, of course, I'd want both.
Oh yeah. What promotion's easily more important? Yeah.
So the draws tomorrow. We're ball number 3. The final. Who's got Michael? You've got information on when the final is going to be played.
Well, it's on the EFL website. You can see it. But
No,
it's fine. If you want to go to the EFL website,
we'll stop you there. So we're not going to say when it is.
I'll put a link in the chat for you.
There you go. No, it's fair enough. It's all right.
That's more than fine.
Thanks for watching the channel, but we're going to make you go off the channel now. Go on. Oh wait, Michael, when's the final?
Wow. Anyway.
You're not going to tell us now.
14th.
Yeah. Sunday, March the 14th is when this year's final is. But they've got this weird thing where, as last year's final between Portsmouth and Salford still hasn't been played somehow. Saturday, March the 13th, that game's being played. So as CONRAD said before we came on air, or Phil, whoever it was, basically whoever wins that is going to be the holders for one day, and then a day later someone's going to take it off them.
They're going to have to really travel down to Portsmouth quick to get an open top bus parade and then get back up for our trophy.
Are you saying you want Portsmouth to win that final just so they can be how?
I want it just so they can go, oh, hey, and we can go, get off that. That's all I want.
What if they've made 2 trophies?
They won't.
I would like.
They're cheap. It's Papa John's, man.
I would like. I'd like Salford to win that, and then Pompey can see what it feels like.
Pompey can swivel.
So, it's a strange one. The fact that it's not been played before now, and that they're going to play it the day before. It's it's a bit of a funny one, really. But
someone in the chat said the final is on a Mother's Day. Ooh.
That happened. Didn't that happen when we played Portsmouth in the final? I'm sure it was Mother's Day.
I think it was
31st. It was.
It was either near Mother's Day or on Mother's Day. Well, there you go. Any mothers out there, Sunderland fans, there you go. There's the perfect.
Christmas. They did Mother's Day cards, didn't they, as well?
So
go to Wembley. They did Mother's Day cards for the club shop.
Oh, right.
And
is that why it was all that tell my mum I won't be home for tea thing? Because it was actually Mother's Day.
Great marketing campaign.
Oh yeah.
Right. Okay. Let's move on. So we had a 3-0 win on Tuesday night, and there's that old adage of don't change a winning team. So obviously we are playing the MK Dons again on Saturday. What do we do? Do we stick with the winning team? Do we need to change or what? Or the result on Tuesday is that I don't think we're stupid enough to go there thinking I've just been 3-0. This is going to be easy. But I mean, surely we're gonna win on Saturday, aren't we, Terry?
Well, obviously, we've got to change the winning team because Matt Fadzen won't be playing, I would have thought. So there's Vokins who come straight into the side. You're going to play O'Brien over White. I guess O'Brien, for me, gets benched. I mean, I don't even know what O'Brien does half the time. I'd rather play Gooch than O'Brien, to be fair. Gooch shows a bit of passion, a bit of speed. And the rest of the side will probably stay the same, to be honest. But then when you bring Ledbetter in, I'd rather go... Yeah, I think he played... Did he play 4-4-2 the other night rather than 4-2-2-2? Or was it a mix?
It was a 2-2-2.
4-4-1-1. Yeah, Gooch and number 10.
Yeah. So I'd rather go back to 4-3-3 and have 3 centre midfielders with Ledbetter defending the defenders, and then have you Scowen and 09 or in front of Ledbetter. So yeah, you've got to change your winning side because it was only the cup match, and MK Dons do the same. They're going to bring in some of their first teamers as well. So we can't play the same sides we played on Tuesday. But yeah, it's going to be much harder than it was on Tuesday.
So
to be fair, MK Dons did really well with some reserves in. But yeah, I still think we're going to win, but I think it'd be a lot more difficult.
So did MK Dons drop a lot of their first teamers? Or
I don't know how many, but they did change the side. Definitely.
Right. Okay, doke. Carl?
I think they will change the squad a bit, like same with us, because it was only the cup game, but this league's more important, like the cup, and obviously bringing these players, give the new players a chance to show them what they're about in the league.
So would you?
I would change the squad a bit, like
you'd swap. You'd definitely have Wakin, I would imagine, who's doing well. What are your thoughts on O'Brien?
I think he's a good little player. I think he will do something for us. Yeah. And if he gets it, they can give him a chance to prove him.
How many chances does he want? He's been doing, don't get me wrong, he's all right. I see what CONRAD said before, where he does help out Charlie White a lot. So he is quite good at helping Charlie White, getting the balls, doing this, that, and the other. But for me, now Gooch is fit. And
Gooch played I've seen Gooch as well on there Tuesday night. He played well, like when he came on.
He did, but it depends whether he wants to play. Is he going to keep Gooch on the bench because Gooch is he 100% fit? He played the whole match. Did he play the whole match Tuesday? I think he did.
He played really well. What I've seen of him, like, and he a lot of people give him good praises as well.
But definitely 4-3-3 all day long because the defenders, we're not great in defence. We're just 2 centre backs. So for me, Ledbetter does a fantastic job at helping out the defenders.
So, well, on the chat, Farley says, stick with the winning team. Sorry for shouting. I just feel strongly about this. Conrad Lee has said, agreed. Oh, that's you, Conrad. The thing is, we say stick with the winning team. Which team? Because he brought 4 subs on, and we was a lot better after that. So, Conrad, would you change your winning team? I mean, they got the job done. 3 goals, clean sheet.
I think if I was going to make any change, it would just be dependent on who's fit at left back. It would either be I'd like to play Vokins because I really want 09 in the midfield. I thought he was really good. Like we've all said, it was only 26 minutes, but it was a bloody fantastic 26 minutes from him. Hard tackles and just lovely passing and quick interchanges. I'd like that. I'd like Jones on again. A Gooch I thought did well enough to maybe you drop Diamond, but because I think it took him a long time to sort of get into the game, if you know what I mean. Like, yes, he got his sort of own goal assist, as it were, but apart from that, in the first half, I don't remember seeing him do too much, But I don't know. It's difficult. I'm glad I'm not manager.
What about the goalkeeping situation?
Oh, Burge.
Do you prefer Burge over Matthews?
Just Burge.
I didn't see Matthews get a chance in the league, to be honest with you.
Ooh.
That's not going to.
I would like to see him give a chance, like see how he can take the league.
Don't get me wrong. Neither of them are perfect. They've both had an error in them this season, but it's just I just trust Burge more.
I don't think. I think on here, I think we're fans of Burge. Like
I just trust him more.
Terry,
I think as well 100%. I think Lee Johnson will start McGeady on Saturday.
Yeah,
definitely 100%.
Yeah. Jacob, what do you think then? A good solid 3-0 win, 3 goals, clean sheet. Do we change it around? And if so, what do you reckon?
I think you have to take into account what MK Dons manager Russell Martin will be planning on a tactical point of view, because I know after some poor performances from some of his players on Tuesday night, I think he'll want to give some of the players who didn't perform very well a massive kick up the backside. But then again, was that their strongest team that they put out as well? Only Russell Martin will know that. Lee Johnson for us, in terms of changes, I think he'll make. Burge will obviously come back in for Matthews. I don't think McFadzean will be fit anyway, so Bokins will get his first start for the club. In defence, though, I would, even though Flanagan has done all right, he had a good game on Tuesday, I think we do show more. We look more solid, I would say, at the back when Bailey Wright's playing alongside Jordan Willis. So if he's fit also, because I think he hadn't played against Gillingham because of concussion. Going further up the pitch, Jordan Jones has got to play. I think he'll bring so much energy to this side. Aidan McGeady, considering he was rested on Tuesday, I think he'll be fit, raring to go. Grant Ledbetter as well. He'll come back in. And then it's a bit of a selection dilemma, because I think obviously O'Brien will drop out. I think he'll want to include Ross Stewart at some point. I think he will get some game time. Whether he'll start, I'm not so sure. But I think Gooch did very well on Tuesday night when he was playing sort of in the number 10 role behind the forward players, providing the creativity and looking to add through passes to the forward line when we're on the counter attack towards the likes of Diamonds and O'Brien, who was in that strike force as well. But White, I think he'll come back in, considering he's our top goal scorer. But it's a good situation to have from Lee Johnson's point of view. He's got a selection heartache, but let's hope he picks the right one. We've got the first job done on Tuesday, but Saturday, more important. Let's get those 3 points on Saturday.
It was nice to see.
To see you nice.
Yeah, something like that. Sorry, Bruce. Yeah, it was nice to see some players coming in on the transfer window, because, you know, I mean, to be honest, I didn't expect us to bring anybody in. Quickly on the chat, Thane says Matthews in goal for him. Jeff Holcroft says we need a new keeper. Robert Edwards, Patterson should be in goal. Best of the bunch. Not sure. I don't think we've seen enough of him, have we? Michael, solid 3-0 win on Tuesday. Would you change your winning team?
Well, depends. Do you mean the team that started the game, or do you mean the team after the 4 subs came on that finished the game? Because that second team won 2-0, effectively.
Well, what I mean is, would you change your winning team?
Oh, okay. I would take, like the others have said, I think obviously apart from Carl, which is fair enough, its opinions, I would put Burge back in, because I still don't trust Remy Matthews in a league fixture unless we absolutely have to play him personally. Jake Vokins, obviously, you would assume he'll probably come in, obviously with Callum McFadzean being out injured. Did Ledbetter start on Tuesday? Or was he
he came on.
Okay,
well, I'd still probably start Ledbetter. I agree with Jacob about the centre-backs. I think I would rather have Bailey Wright alongside Jordan Willis than Tom Flanagan personally. Obviously, Wyke will start, McGeady will start. So in this particular instance, yes, because I'd be pretty astonished if MK Dons didn't put out it depends what they might, if they didn't have their full strength team out on Tuesday, then you'd be amazed if they didn't change it as well. Yeah, exactly. You've got to adjust accordingly depending on what from cup to league fixtures. It's 2 different sides. So yes, in this instance, yes, I would.
And Cameron Jerome has a habit of scoring against us as well, doesn't he? Jeff Holcroft on the chat says, go on, Monty, you tell him. That's for you, Jacob.
That piss poor impression he did. I mean, it was fantastic. I was in stitches.
What have you got in your locker, comrade?
Out.
Nigel S on the chat says Rod Stewart won't even make the bench. He's not trained yet. Alan Walton on the chat says Stewart recovering from a hamstring problem, which is first I've heard. I didn't know he. Is that right? Anybody?
First I've heard it as well.
Right. Okay. So
wasn't Grigg injured when we bought him? Not
Yeah.
for 2
Been
years.
injured
I
all
mean,
the
for a
time,
little
haven't
bit. Yeah.
Not like he's been injured for 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a difficult one for me. I think we definitely improved once the substitutions had been made. But also we started well with Luke O'Nien. I'd love to see him in the midfield.
Absolutely.
You know, we've been crying out for him. It's been a massive miss for us, but and it was just refreshing to see Lee Johnson, you know, put him in a, you know, not have him out of position really. So, what about predictions then for Saturday? Obviously, I think we all agree that Saturday's more important than what Tuesday was. It'd be nice a trip to Wembley, of course it will, but it's all about Saturday, and surely we're going to go there with confidence. Terry, what do you think? Score prediction?
Well, I would want to say, and I would love to see a 3-0 victory yet again, but solid. Okay, right. I was going to say a 1-0, but I'm going to go 3-0.
Oh man!
Very
Right.
confident.
Right.
4 lines.
3-0 again. Carl?
I want to say 2-1.
To Milton Keynes Dons.
No, to us.
All right, to the lads. There you go then, right.
Yeah, how are you, the lads? Come on.
Conrad, what do you think for Saturday then?
I was speaking to Jalsey last night. I went scrappy 1-0 because I just want 3 points.
You think we're going to be back to our old ways then?
I think
Jacob?
it's more Milton Keynes will have a bit of try and change things up based on how we did the other night. So I think they'll try and make it difficult for us.
Yeah, but I think, you know, they're going to be a bit stronger, but I think we are as well. I think
And that pitch is a lot worse.
Yeah, well.
It was terrible that pitch, I have to be honest.
Yeah.
just 1-0.
Milton Keynes.
Yeah, no, hey man, pitches in the 70s and the 80s. They were mud baths. Jacob, prediction then for Saturday?
Won't be as straightforward as Tuesday night. I think they'll get a kick up the arse, and I think they'll get at least one, but I think we'll win 2-1.
2-1, you're saying to the lads. So that's everybody gone for a victory so far. Michael Bowers, prediction for Saturday?
Same result as what Jacob's just said, and whoever else said 2-1 Sunderland.
2-1. So that's Carl, Michael, and Jacob have all done that. When I started off, I was going 3-0, but Terry's jumped in with that again. So I'm gonna bring it down to 2-0. I'll say comfortable 2-0, nice clean sheet, and get us 3 points. Yes, Terry.
Glenn on the chat's asking how far away is Denver Hume from being fit. Did I hear right that he got injured again in training? He's out for 6 weeks.
Something like that.
I know he was more long-term than McLaughlin. I think he'll be back towards the end of the season, to be honest. I think he's struggling at the moment, Denver.
I thought he was almost getting there. Then he had some sort of little niggle in his hamstring and they put him back another 6 weeks. Is that right?
I thought he needed an operation.
It was a couple of weeks ago. It was something like 6 to 8 weeks, I think. Right. So I assume that would be about mid to end of March, I would guess.
I don't know, Terry. I don't work there.
Sorry.
Yes, you do, Conrad. You just not saying.
Yeah.
I mean, once he's back fit as well. I mean, it'll be a nice problem for Lee Johnson to have, really.
And I take Will Grieg's not available for MK Dons as well.
Yeah, he's unavailable. Lone players can't play against us.
Well, no, they can.
Depends on the club.
It depends.
Do not let him anywhere near their starting lineup on Saturday, please.
Yeah.
Can you imagine 1-0 up at 80 minutes and they bring on Will Grigg? It'll just be like the most nerve-wracking thing. Just like, oh my God, he's going to score.
No.
Do it.
Right.
Say when I was watching the match with Jacob the other day, he said Grant like that has always scored a penalty. Nearly missed it as well, didn't he, Jacob?
No, put the rebound in his head.
All right. On Denver Hume, Acacia Cameron Jude, friend of the show, says 6 to 8 weeks again, apparently. So there you go. Right. When I was watching the transfer window on Tuesday, all of a sudden, Josh Madger comes into the picture to Fulham. Well, did that go through or did it not? Does anybody know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a loan.
And he went.
It's a loan.
So he's gone on loan. He's gone on loan with an option to buy, and the figure being about 10 million. Now, am I right to assume if that goes through and they do buy him, we get some sort of percentage of that or
almost
whatever?
$1 million, I
We
think.
get $1 million.
Terry?
Terry's not having it.
Stuart Donald does, Sunderland doesn't.
Yeah, Stuart Donald does. Yeah.
No.
There was something else they sort of said as well. I think it was some sort of if they stay up in the league, you get some sort of bonus, which Bordeaux gets some bonus, which will then drip through to us as well. So something like that if they stay in the Premier League.
Right. Okay. So, do you think?
Which they won't.
Do you think he's going to do a job for Fulham, or do you think, this? It's that thing where he was great for us, but League One, and it's a massive step up to the Premiership. Now I don't know French football enough to know how good Bordeaux are in relation to other Premiership teams. So start with Jacob. Do you think he'll do a job for Fulham?
It's a difficult one to say because I don't know where he'd fit into the side that Fulham are currently playing at the moment. I think he'll be eased in slowly. Yeah. Well, no, you don't say.
Sorry, you didn't specify.
No, but in terms of what foot, because Scott Parker is very attacking. Sometimes they like to play with a diamond. It's how he fits into that. But I think he can do a decent job for them. They are an attacking team, but they lack defensively. But if he's given the chance, that's the thing. I mean, I don't know whether he was brought in to be a squad player till the end of the season, or will Scott Parker think he can really make a difference? To be honest, I think he can if given the chance. So good luck to him. But he will need to start performing because they're right in the mire down the bottom at the moment.
Michael, do you think he'll do all right in the Premier League?
Guess depends how much game time he gets. Is the loan deal? Do Fulham have to stay up in order to buy him permanently, or is it? No, I'm wondering because one way or another, if say Madger shows enough promise and Fulham go down, Fulham will probably want to buy him permanently. I think Madger could really do well in the Championship, but for this season, I don't know. Hopefully, financially, he does well because it means we get a bit of money from him.
Carl?
50-50 in a way, but if you look at he played League One football for us, Championship football before we got relegated, did a couple of games before he went off to France. I don't think he might not be able to hack the Premier League. They might bring him as a backup, you know what I mean? So they could bring him on as on sub.
Yeah, all right.
And then if he proves himself, he could start. You don't know.
But then I don't think it's difficult because I don't think Fulham would have brought in a player like that if they weren't going to play him with the situation they're in. They must see something in him in order to have him in the side straight away.
Yeah, I've seen it the year before he got transferred across there, which was really? Want to come back to England? Makes you wonder in a way, you know.
That meme channel on the chat says Madger Premier League level. His record at Bordeaux is shocking, apparently.
But did he ever play a Premier League game though?
No.
When he was with us?
No.
That's the thing. When he'd be able to hack the Premier League.
Well, this is the question we're asking, Carl.
No.
Terry, do you think he'll do all right? And most so, if we had a chance to take him back, would you take him back, Terry?
I think I don't hold any grudges, Phil. I don't hold any grudges. I hope he goes to Fulham and scores every single game he starts, every single game he comes on the pitch, and they sneak above Newcastle. There we go.
Oh.
Put that on the coupon.
So, have we not done? I've been all over here. Michael, have we done you yet? Conrad?
That sounds very wrong, but yeah, you've asked my opinion on Madger.
Michael, that is absolutely not like you to have a little bit of innuendo in, though.
No.
Right, Conrad, sorry.
Thane had put in the chat, which is true. Madge's going there, but he's still got to compete with, where is it on here? I think it's Mitrovic. He's got to compete. Bobby Reed and Camera as well up front for them. So it's not exactly going to be easy for him.
They've not been scoring though, have they?
No, but I think Fulham will do well to get him anyway, and because I think he'd be actually good for them, even if they went down. I think he'd be great for them in the Championship with another year experience with him. And then the year after, if they went up, I think he would be all right for them. Like, it's one of those things. I think they've got him now, and he's taken the deal now because he thinks, if we stay up, it's the Premier League. If not, I've had 6 months in the Premier League. Someone else might offer me a position, or if not, I'm with one of the teams that is likely to be fighting to go back up again anyway.
Yeah. Right, well, on the chat earlier, we've gone around everybody with that, wouldn't we? On the chat earlier, somebody said the takeover bid has hit a snag. Has anybody heard anything
Somebody's just popped up there about the takeover. Someone talking about it. It's on the Sunderland page on YouTube there. Just come up. It just popped up saying he was going to talk about something.
The EFL want, I think, Kirill Louis-Dreyfus to have more proof of the funds that he apparently has in place in order to have the majority shareholder, apparently. But I think these things you have to accept take time. I think we're in a difficult period in terms of like business at the moment in any form of business, to be honest, especially with, I know transfers were made in the window, but in terms of takeovers at a football club, it was always going to take a matter of time until something like this gets done. I always expected it, but fingers crossed it will be over the line. I still think it will be.
But with the coronavirus all as well, you can't really get him to come and do like a talk, really, because obviously he still lives over there, doesn't he?
I think it was CONRAD made the comment though about I know we're back on this takeover again, and I know Michael's very sick about talking about it, what have you. But why are the club not not coming out? And CONRAD, you were saying, if it was the AFL what were holding things up, the club would be constantly saying, "Oh wait, man, what you doing? Get your fingers out, blah blah blah."
I'd be doing a William story on every single news channel that could listen to me, just going, "I've done it. I'm waiting on them now." Like, I'd be screaming from the rooftops, "I'm ready to go."
With the EFL, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if anybody knows the ins and outs of it. I mean, as Kirill Louis-Dreyfus has got his got access to this money. I know it's in a trust fund. So, could that be what's holding people up? Terry, you want in there?
I'm going to pretend I'm Louis-Dreyfus, right? On the 24th of December, it goes into the AFL hands. So we'll give them Christmas, we'll give them New Year's Day, January the 2nd, right? Hello, Louis here. Oh, hello, AFL.
Do it in your French accent.
Have I got proof of funds? I'll send you an email right today, January the 2nd. There you go, proof of funds. That's how simple it should be. It should never go until February. It should never go until March. It's a load of bollocks. Absolute bollocks. There you go.
Stephen Clark on the chat says, the AFL are awaiting Juan Sartori and current owner Stuart Donald to commit to their part of funding the club. Now, are we right to? Am I right to understand that means that the new shareholdings they're going to have, that they have to have proof of backup that they've got money to cover the shareholdings they've got. Have I got that right? Am I wrong? Anybody?
It's a tricky one.
Don't all talk at once. The what?
I don't know about business.
I'm saying it's like a tricky one, really, isn't it? Because you don't know like what's going to happen. We don't know like if Stuart's holding it up, whatever. You know what I mean?
It makes sense for Stuart to hold up, and he holds everything up, doesn't he? He's just a pain in the arse. That's what he is. Absolute pain in the arse. He's helped that good 16-year-old striker the 300,000. If he waited a couple of seasons, he could have gotten 20 million from him. That's how stupid Stuart Donald is.
It wouldn't shock me at all if this is Stuart Donald holding it up. It's just basically him just trying to say, "Oh, I fancy a bit more of a paycheck." It's like, "Oh yeah, well, you mean like all the £20 million that was taken out of the club from the parachute money that somehow hasn't been put back into the club yet?" It's just I'm just like, it's done. I'm sick of it dragging on, but I'm not surprised it's dragging on. But it's just stupid. Like, how can this take when the EFL checked that? When was it put into the EFL's hands allegedly? It was like Christmas Eve. That was like 5 weeks ago.
2016.
Feels like that.
And shocked me with something.
It's probably a bit of like, I know people are still sort of like, oh, I don't think we'll get promoted because we're fifth and in and around the top lot on there. Donald now probably has license to think, hang on, if I hold on until the end of the season, we could go up and I won't even need to dilute my shares. I've done it. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I don't know what's
trust the club first, but I know what you mean. It could be like that, but there you go.
I don't know what's going on, but I mean, Thane says Kirill's mother is the richest woman in the world. So all this EFL needing proof of KLD's finances and stuff like that. The thing is I can't understand why Stuart Donald doesn't want this, like, to get this through, because I mean, unlike you lot, I mean, I have a different opinion to you, is that even if it goes through, I think Stuart Donald will still be running the club, you know, on behalf of KLD, simple as that. And that's, I just, like I say, sick of it now, but do you think it's going through, Terry?
If Stuart Donald was going to run the club for Kirill, then he would push this through as soon as possible.
Yeah.
It's being held up for a reason. I'm kind of on the same wavelength as Conrad. He's getting a bit of thinking, oh, we start to play well now. We've got a good manager in now. We've got this guy behind the scenes, and now we've got some decent players have come in. I'm getting rid of some wages. Let's just hang on a little bit. I'll take me time. A bit of paperwork has gone missing in the post in the 2 or 3 weeks. If we win 4 out of 4, then I might just back off a bit more. It's absolute bollocks. Stuart Donald has to be the biggest.
Yeah, but the I'll let you know just now, Michael. The club's losing money, and Stuart Donald doesn't have the finances. He can't, you know, carry on doing it indefinitely. Michael?
Well, what actually kind of falls on to what Phil said, that they're losing money. But remember, we had to sack Phil Parkinson and pay him off. And we've also had to appoint a new head coach, and we've appointed a technical director, and we've made changes behind the scenes. That would have cost money. So to me, if this takeover isn't going to happen, why would Stuart Donald do that? If the club's losing money and he doesn't want to splash the money anyway, why would you do stuff? To me, that just wouldn't make sense. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's all dragging on too long now, and
Great.
I just don't know. I just give in. Right. Well, I think that just about wraps it up. We've got predictions off everybody. We're all happy. We're going to get a win on Saturday, and then we're going to get a good semi-final draw and get to Wembley. So the season's looking good. Just before we go, straight yes or no. Top 2, is it achievable? Are we going to get there, Terry?
How is it a straight yes or no? How is it a straight yes or no?
It's a yes or no. All I want is your opinion. Yes or no?
Maybe.
Oh. Carl Stewart, are we going to make top 2?
That question.
Pardon?
Are we going to make top 2? Yes or no?
Hopefully, fingers crossed we do finish second. If not, playoffs. But
it was a no before the transfer window. We brought some decent players in, so now it's a maybe.
Hopefully we finish second, because that's what we need to get pushed up there. And then if this, like we say with this takeover, if it happens, we're going to invest more money and bring more players in. That's going to be premiership. You know,
I'm running out of time, so I'll ask the question again. Yes or no? That's all we need. Michael, yes or no? Are we going to make the top 2?
Is it achievable? Yes. Will we do it? No.
Fuck's sake.
Hang on. Hang on.
Oh, see, I
It's an
swore.
awful
Oh, you
timing
made
for
me
that
swear.
question.
Oh.
Hang on, Phil. The other two got to say longer answers. So wait a second. Anyway, is it achievable? Yes. Are we going to do it? No, because we won't beat the teams we should be beating. There you go. There's your answer. That's what I was going to say.
It's not a yes or no question.
Jacob, yes or no? Top two.
Oh my god. Oh god. Can I just say I don't want to answer this now?
Oh God, honestly.
Just say no,
yes or no. Doesn't matter if you're wrong. You know what I mean? You can say, well, we got it wrong. I just want what you think. I'll just stay on the fence. It doesn't matter. Conrad, yes or no? Top two.
I'm not giving you either. Of course we are. Of course we are. Of course we are.
Right. I'm going. I need to have a lie down.
Yes, just in a different way.
Right. I need to lie down.
Your
Definitely.
question, Phil.
Your opinion, Phil.
Yes.
Your opinion.
Yes. Up by Easter. Right.
That's not one word answer.
That's not one word. That's not one word. That's four.
No, it was yes. Right. Look, thanks for joining us tonight on the live stream. With myself, Wee Philly, the Mad Mistake, Carl Stewart, Jacob Down South, Michael Bowers, and Conrad Lee. Thanks for watching. Please keep subscribing. We're heading for 10,000 is the next target we are looking for. Please subscribe
next week.
if you haven't done so already. Or if you have, tell a friend to subscribe as well. We will be back. There will be a live stream on Saturday with, we're going for 6,000 now. 6,000, Terry says. There'll be a live stream of the Milton Keynes game on Saturday. Tune in for that. And we will be back on Sunday for another edition of the Sunday Bunch. Is that everything? Is that the job done? Carl, what do you want to say?
Just thank you for letting me jump in the night anyways, lads.
Good job, son.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. All right. You're very welcome. And you still look like the Emperor Ming. Right then. We should right, we'll see you on Sunday. I think that's it. Just time for me to say
Good night, guys.
See ya.